All right, let's be honest for a second. Are we still talking about adding size to the defense? Haven't we heard this song before? It feels like every offseason, every trade deadline, the conversation circles back to the same theme. The Leafs need to get bigger on the back end. But hold on a minute, because while the theme might feel familiar, the latest trade pitch making the rounds involve a player so big, he literally stands head and shoulders above most of the league. Get ready, because the offseason rumor mill is in full swing, and this particular hypothetical deal is too fascinating and too large to ignore. That's right. While the Toronto Maple Leafs are diligently working on building their coaching staff, the speculation surrounding potential player personnel changes is heating up. And a recent trade proposal, generated using Puckpedia's popular PuckGM tool, where fans and analysts can construct their own hypothetical deals, has caught our attention because it directly addresses the Leafs' stated desire to add size to their defense in a major way. The proposed deal would see the Toronto Maple Leafs acquire a defenseman who is quite literally one of the tallest players in the entire National Hockey League, Tyler Myers from the Vancouver Canucks. Let's break down the specifics of this intriguing three-player trade pitch. In this hypothetical scenario, the Maple Leafs would receive the services of the towering 6'8" defenseman Tyler Myers. In exchange, heading west to the Vancouver Canucks would be two of the Maple Leafs' young, pending restricted free agent forwards, Nick Robertson and Pontus Holmberg, along with the 2026 third-round draft pick. It's a concept that makes sense for both sides, at least in theory. Toronto achieves its goal of adding significant physical presence and length to its blue line. Vancouver, in turn, acquires two relatively young forwards with NHL experience and potential, plus a future draft asset to help restock their system. Let's zero in on the potential acquisition for Toronto, Tyler Myers. Standing at an imposing 6'8", his size alone is a game-changer in terms of defensive zone coverage and reach. He's currently heading into the second year of a 3-year contract that carries a significant $9 million average annual value. That cap hit is undoubtedly the biggest hurdle for the Leafs, who need to manage their salary cap carefully, especially with key players needing new deals. However, the appeal is clear. You're getting a veteran defenseman with unique physical attributes. Last season with the Canucks, Myers played in 71 games, contributing 6 goals and 18 assists for 24 points. That's solid secondary offense from a defenseman, showing he's not just a defensive specialist. If Myers were to join the Maple Leafs, he would likely slot into either the second or third defensive pair. His immense reach would be invaluable in breaking up plays, blocking passing lanes, and retrieving pucks. While known for his defensive capabilities, he does have the ability to jump into the rush and contribute offensively, adding another dimension to the back end. The vision here is adding a physically dominant presence who can handle tough matchups and make life difficult for opposing forwards. Now, let's look at what the Maple Leafs would be sending the other way in this proposed transaction. The package going to Vancouver consists of a 2026 third-round pick and 2 pending restricted free agent forwards, Nick Robertson and Pontus Holmberg. Nick Robertson's situation in Toronto has been a subject of much discussion among fans. He's a talented offensive player with a quick release and a knack for scoring, but he's struggled to secure a consistent top-9 role and has dealt with injuries. The report accompanying this trade pitch mentions that Robertson requested a trade last season, and it suggested he's likely to do so again this offseason. Despite scoring a respectable 15 goals in just 69 regular season games, a good return given his ice time, he frustratingly found himself a healthy scratch for the majority of the playoffs, only appearing in 3 games where he scored 1 goal. From Robertson's perspective, a move to a team like Vancouver could offer him the opportunity for a larger, more consistent role to fully showcase his offensive abilities. For the Canucks, he represents a young forward with legitimate scoring upside who could thrive with increased opportunity. The second forward involved is Pontus Holmberg. Holmberg carved out a valuable role for the Maple Leafs this past season, primarily as a versatile, reliable bottom-6 forward capable of playing center or wing. He's known for his strong defensive game and responsible play. He put up 7 goals and 12 assists for 19 points in 68 games. While a useful player for Toronto, the trade pitch highlights that he also possesses good trade value around the league due to his versatility and defensive acumen. For the Canucks, Holmberg could immediately step into a middle six role, providing defensive reliability and some secondary scoring depth. So, the exchange is a veteran, high-priced, physically imposing defenseman for two younger, lower-cost forwards with upside and a future draft pick. It's a classic hockey trade concept addressing different needs for each franchise. This hypothetical trade, while originating from a fan tool, perfectly encapsulates the direction and philosophy that Maple Leafs general manager Brad Treliving has been emphasizing since taking the helm. Treliving has been vocal about his goal to reshape the Maple Leafs blue line, making the team harder to play against and adding significant size and length. We've seen glimpses of this approach already. Treliving brought in veteran defensemen like Chris Tanev and Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Though OEL is no longer with the team, players known for their size and defensive capabilities. While the source text mentions trading for Brandon Carlo, that appears to be an error as Carlo plays for Boston and wasn't acquired by Toronto. However, the intent behind Treliving's moves is clear. Target defensemen with size and defensive responsibility. Here's what Treliving himself has said about the defense group. In today's game, I like the length of our defense, I like the makeup of our defense. We've still got to be able to get out of our own end. He's also acknowledged areas for improvement, stating there are things we can do in terms of closing quicker and taking away space. We need to get more offense from our defense. But in terms of personnel, we'll see. I like the decor, but we can't be rigid. Adding a player like Tyler Myers, who is a colossal 6'8", is the ultimate embodiment of adding length to the defense. He fits the exact profile of the type of defenseman Treliving has been targeting. In terms of lineup impact, Myers could potentially step in and provide a different look on the second or third pair, perhaps replacing a player like Simon Benoit, who brought physicality but less offensive upside. The pitch even speculates, rather dramatically, that Myers could be an option if the team were to consider trading a longtime defenseman like Morgan Reilly, a move that would undoubtedly shake the foundations of the team, but highlights the potential impact of bringing in a player of Myers' size and profile. Any potential trade of this magnitude, especially one involving a significant salary cap hit and multiple players, has to be viewed within the larger context of the Toronto Maple Leafs organization and their recent performance. The team entered this past season with sky-high expectations, fueled by a talented roster and the singular goal of making a deep playoff run and challenging for the Stanley Cup. However, as we all painfully witnessed, the season ended prematurely with another disappointing early exit, falling in the second round. Following that, MLSE CEO Keith Pelley spoke publicly and reiterated his confidence in the leadership group, GM Brad Treliving and head coach Craig Berube, to ultimately get the team over the hump and achieve their championship aspirations. Pelley's words were a clear message to the fan base and the organization. I'm confident in Brad. I'm confident in Craig. I am confident in the resources that we have, he stated. But he didn't shy away from the ultimate objective. But I do believe that we, as the custodians of the biggest hockey brand in the world, have a responsibility to our fans. And that responsibility is winning championships. And we will do everything we possibly can, and will not stop until we reach that goal. This strong statement from the top emphasizes the pressure on management to make impactful moves that will lead to winning. A trade pitch like the one involving Tyler Myers, while speculative, shows the kind of potentially bold transactions that might be on the table as the team explores every avenue to improve and fulfill that championship responsibility. Financially, the Maple Leafs do have some flexibility this offseason, entering the summer with approximately $25.7 million in projected salary cap space. This cap space provides the opportunity to make significant roster changes, whether through free agency or trades. However, it's absolutely critical to remember that a substantial portion of that cap space will be required to re-sign or replace key pending free agents, most notably superstar forward Mitch Marner and Captain John Tavares. Any trade, particularly one acquiring a player with a $9 million cap hit like Myers, would need to be carefully orchestrated within these financial constraints and alongside crucial decisions about the team's core players. So, Leafs Nation, that's the latest intriguing trade pitch making waves, a potential deal that would bring a 6'8" giant to the blue line. What's your take on this hypothetical trade? Would you make that move? Are you willing to part with Robertson and Holmberg for a player like Tyler Myers? Let us know all your thoughts and reactions in the comment section below. We want to hear from you. And if you found this report insightful and you're eager for more exclusive news and analysis on your Toronto Maple Leafs throughout the offseason, please show us some love by hitting that like button. Seriously, every single like and comment helps us reach more passionate fans and keeps us motivated to bring you the best coverage. We truly appreciate your support. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Let's keep the conversation going.